Hey Fish Fam, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master. I'm here with my brother. We're here for round 4 of Merfolk in Modern with Cryptic Command. Let me show you. I'll prove to you I have Cryptic Command in this deck. I have 1 in the sideboard, 2 in the main deck. Is this card useful enough with Glasspool Mimic curving us into it? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to find out. Anyway, Sand is... Did we win the die roll? We did. We actually won a lot of die rolls so far this league. And the hand is actually really good. We can go turn 1 Biomancer, turn 2 Lord of Atlantis, turn 3 Glasspool Mimic. Yeah, where's the training?
That was the point. I was going to set it up and show things.
My brother has some amazing program to show for the stream. We'll find out in the following weeks. Shit, what is this? Some chance I want to dismember this thing right now. But I really want to curve out, because then I have absolutely nothing to do on the following turn. At the very least, if I play Lord of Atlantis now, I could also dismember and activate Benthic Biomancer next turn. I'm just going to take the line that curves out the best, but I am tempted to dismember this thing on the spot, just so that they can't get to, like, their 3rd mana source. I'm hoping this is not that Heliod Company deck, because that deck is brutal. That's also a pretty bad matchup. And if that deck is going to show up a lot, this might turn into Merfolk Mistbinder really quickly. I believe committing murder on stream is probably against the terms. Oh. You know what's a crappy thing about Stoneforge Mystic that I'm seeing in this deck right now? They have a lot of mana. So, like, even if I were to dismember the Stoneforge Mystic, they could like for example, they can just hard cast Batterskull if they really wanted to. Well, that is very interesting. I'm going to hope they don't have Path to Exile in hand. They don't? Yeah, let's attack for 6. Well, I can, like, pass. What the hell deck is this? This is just Mana Dorks and a Stoneforge Mystic. I do have lethal, though. I guess what we're going to do... And by the way, this is the second mode of Cryptic Command. It's going to act like a Spreading Sea, so I think I'm going to pass. And then maybe at their combat step, I'm going to tap their entire team. Or can I take a bit of damage? How much can I take? This is 4 power. So this can in theory also be 4 power. This is 4, 8, 14. Well, I can't let Batterskull hit me once. So we're just gonna pass, then tap draw. I can't attack into a Batterskull right now. I'm very hungry. I didn't expect that Ad Nauseam match to last so long.
Well, Batterskull's anyway.
I just hope they don't, I don't know, collected company here. No, I guess if they collected company, that's okay, because they'll tap all the creatures that enter the battlefield anyway. So we'll tap all creatures, draw a card. This is our pseudo Spreading Seas. Hopefully it works as planned. Get the fuck out of here! Oh my god. That's not something I expected. Well, you can freely attack with this. I'm surprised they didn't. Holy shit. Well, that was a pretty good draw, all things considered. But maybe they're gonna mana leak this too. I was not expecting counter spells. Another mana leak. This is just beyond sad. If they have a third mana leak, I'm in a lot of trouble. I really want to start getting in some damage, and if I attack and they block with the germ, I can still get in 6 damage, dismember the germ. Well, I guess I could dismember ahead of time, right? Okay, so let's see if this works. Yeah, I guess they're afraid to fetch an island. That's the issue. Well, they can replay the Batterskull next turn, so hopefully we have a play for it. Actually, maybe we can still attack with everything. I guess they're lucky they're curving out so well without playing a single island. Well, that was really unlucky that they just randomly have Mana Leak in their deck. I absolutely could not play against that. Return Batterskull back to hand. They could replay it. Block at least a few things. So if we draw Trickster, Dismember, Cryptic Command, I think we're in good shape. That's a very good card. I don't know if it's good here. Well, maybe we can exchange a Lord of Atlantis for another. Okay, so let's say I attack with everything. They're going to block one thing with the Germ token, but they have to make a lot of other blocks too, so I guess this is going to be worth it, just to force through damage. On top of that, they have to at least tap down one of these Mana Dorks. Again, I'm just praying they don't have Path to Exile. Alright, good. They didn't even want to try. Display card view. Okay, definitely the last Cryptic Command. Like, that's the point. Being able to force through damage in the middle of, you know, being able to... It's our spreading seas. Tap all the stuff our opponents... Tap down all the stuff our opponent has, and then, you know, being able to clear the way for victory. I think that's it, though. I don't think I need anything else. I don't know what else is in their deck. I want to say they have Collected Company. If they do, I should bring in some Force and Negations, but I have no idea if that's the case. Torpor Orb might be okay. Master of Waves should be okay as well. If they had snow-covered lands, they probably play with Icefang Quaddle as well. It's just Bant Stoneblade. It's just Bant Stoneblade. What else is in this deck? I don't know. I think they got really unlucky and flooded out on their Matadorks. I think this is what the case was. I know what Bant Stoneblade looks like. They don't have that many. They have, like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 Matadorks. They just got really unlucky and had all of them that game. Oh, they play with... Okay, so now they have Teferi. We have to bring this in. I'll side out Master of Waves. Harbinger is not the most beautiful card. Okay, actually, I don't think I need Cryptic Command. Because this is just Bant Stoneblade. And they have islands anyway. I'm pretty sure that this is Bant Stoneblade. I'll just run it. Bant Stoneblade plays with Birds of Paradise, yes. They do it for turn 2, like Teferi Time Revelers. I'll keep this hand. It's not that great. But it has Ether Vial. So if we draw 1 Lord, then it can be, like, really... all we need is, like, 1 Lord, and the hand turns online immediately. We just got a very bizarre game last game where our opponent, like, flooded out on Mana Dorks because they had, like, what, 4 of them on the battlefield? Okay, Rejury is okay. Rejury plus Harbinger hopefully is a combo. Yeah, I think it's like 4 Noble Hierarchs, 2 Birds of Paradise. Okay, no Teferi here. Actually, I should probably just keep the glass. I would. I'm tempted to play a Regery on turn 3, but I don't need to. I'm gonna hold the Glasspool Mimic, and if we draw lands, then we'll just cast it. We'll cast Regery and then follow that up with copying the Glasspool Mimic. If it's Spell Queller, that's fine. I can dismember the Spell Queller. Not the end of the world. Ooh, risky proposition here. You didn't even need to do that. Could have got a Plains.
How much time is left?
Oh. 9 minutes, or almost 10 minutes. Okay, Uro. This is also... Oh, you know what? I was thinking maybe I should have brought in maybe some relics for Uro. I should have saw this card coming. Obviously, this looks like a completely different deck from what we saw game 1. Like I said, I think they just flooded out on mana dorks, and that's what disguised their deck so well. If they had a single island, I could have anticipated a mana leak. Well, this Ether Vial means I can tick this Vial up to 3. That was a mistake. I should attack first, threaten to at least activate this Benthic Biomancer. There's no point doing this. Oh, I guess this is going to be Ice Fang Quaddle, which is okay. Is Uro ready to come back next turn? I guess so, but we can still, like, Violin Regery, cast Harbinger, tap bounce Uro back to their hand. When is the best time to cast Command in this matchup? When the opponent tapped out? Wait for a game winning moment? Well, I don't think Cryptic Command is that good in this matchup. I think it's quite poor. I think it's a bit too clunky. They have islands anyway, so we don't need to use Cryptic Command, but
Really low cost to highlight a message.
yeah, 100. I do have the power to change it if I want to. I don't. Shit, I think they still have, like, Mana Leak or some crap up. Oh, good, good, they're gonna tap out. Well, they're gonna gain a bunch of life and cycle a bunch of stuff. But I don't know when I guess the best time to use Cryptic is, like, I don't know, counter Uro when it comes back. On the back end of an Uro. It's the best thing I can think of. So they have 2 cards left in hand. I think we're in a good spot for the most part. We'll play Regery. We'll then play Harbinger of the Tides, bounce Uro back to hand. I think Force Negation is reasonably fine. We'll draw another card, whatever. And then we can copy our Regery with Glasspool Mimic. Or, if we top deck an Island Walk Lord, then it'll be just super over. I can also cycle away this Force Negation with Benthic Biomancer. I'll probably loot on my turn to see if I can draw something better. Birds of Paradise. A lot of air. They do not play... I'm like, why aren't you playing Uro? Okay, so I guess they were just waiting for their second main phase to see if I was going to tap through my turn. The 2020 thing is to wait until wait to the second main phase to do something. Get little itty bitty pieces of information. Uh-oh. Well, I guess this is a free roll. Okay. I'm fine with anything except an Ice Fang Quaddle. I don't want the Ice Fang Quaddle to hit my Regery. So let's throw it a tester attack. It's like a decent chunk of damage. Alright. Okay, just pass. And I guess that feeds their Uro. I might hold on to this Glasspool Mimic just in case I want to bounce this Uro with copying Harbinger of the Tides. And if I just draw any Merfolk, I can tap it down anyway. We want to force them to tap out, I think. They're flooding out. It's hard to tell. This was not the Merfolk I was hoping to draw there. Didn't I dump an island? No, just pass. I can't do anything here. They have a bunch of cards in hand. It could be a bunch of counterspells, though. Well, those are good lands to have in your deck. Alright, well, I don't want to take 6 damage, so we'll play Mimic, copy Harbinger. Bounce Uro. Oh, they might have Veil of Summer. Well, we can counter it with we can attempt to counter with Force Negation. We're up a game here. You know what would be really good right now, though? An Island Walk Lord. That would be fantastic. I would appreciate that. I wonder if there's a shot in hell of this deck playing with Collected Company, just to find, like, Spell Queller, find your Uros, find your Stoneforge Mystics. This is a great card to draw. Ugh, now you had to draw that stupid thing? Okay, well, we'll let it resolve, and then I'll just flash in Trickster and tap it. Or I'll make it lose its Death Touch ability. Uro might be back faster than I thought. Unfortunately, this is my turn. But I will have an island now to actually just cast my Force Negations in the future. Oh, and this thing's gonna live. Okay, let's deal a bunch of damage anyway. If we're allowed to. They have to have a bunch of stuff in hand. Like, I don't think they've been playing a land every single turn. There was like a turn, I think they took a turn off somewhere. Well, here's a funny thing. They can go find an equipment and actually cast it this turn, but then I'll attempt to counter it. But then they'll probably recounter it and then it'll resolve. Yep. I'm actually choked on mana here. 1 minute 30.
I already took it out.
Oh, you took it out? Looks good. I'm going to turn off this alarm so it doesn't go off. Our chances of winning from here are pretty poor. It looks really bad. What do I need? More mana for this thing, I guess. I don't know what to do. I think we're lost. Attack with everything. Ice Fang, just eat something. Anything going to the graveyard will bring Uro back, so. And they can shoot something down every single turn. The start of the game wasn't so bad. The end of the game is very poor. It started off great. But if I don't know if I want to bring in Relic. If I bring in Relic, like, it's very good against Uro, but it's not good against everything else. Castle Scry will help a lot, I think. I really don't want to flood out, to be honest. I would rather not flood out. Maybe there was a moment earlier on where I could have been more mana efficient. Well, to be honest, I've done a very good job playing around this Mystical Dispute. They might have a handful of Mystical Disputes. Uro did Uro things. I think I'm gonna take out the Force Negations and put in Relics. Because that's hard to counterspell with Mystical Dispute or Mana Leak, if they still have those in their deck. And I actually have some reason to believe that they still do. And it would deal with Uro. And that's probably something we have to deal with. And if they play like turn 2 Teferi Time Reveler, then, well, whatever. We're just gonna have to suck it up and lose to it. Okay, let's go to game 3. They clearly do not have Collected Company. This is always so tempting to look at against Uro, but Uro will stay on the battlefield if you play this card. No Scry? You're right, I should have Scryed, but like the position was dead lost. I cannot beat a Birds of Paradise with a sort of Fire and Ice on top of it. Relic is not the most amazing card in the matchup, but... Because I don't really like playing Relic against Stoneblade. Because for the most part, you just want to race them. Maybe Cryptic is better in this matchup than I thought it was. Do you want Damping Spear? Nope, not at all. I don't know what this will do in this matchup at all. They're not playing multiple spells a turn. But they're not playing... Well, I don't think... If anything, this will tax us more than it will tax them, because they have so much mana. They have way more mana than us. I think this will help them more than it'll help us. They have Mystical Dispute for Force Negation. Okay, I'm just going to play it like this. If we can keep this. Actually, this hand's better than I thought it was. Hopefully we don't get eaten up by Mystical Disputes. Honestly, I'm inclined to just kill this thing right now. And then next turn I go Mirror Regery. And then I can empty my hand. No, I can't empty. I still can't empty my hand, can I? Okay, I'll just play this as it is. The stupid Noble Hierarch makes this very awkward. Bant deck with a lot of mana is very strong. And there's Teferi. Okay, I have the mana to spare. So I'm going to kill this and also put a body on the battlefield. And I'm hoping this is going to make it harder for the opponent to do anything about it. Like maybe they don't have a third land drop for, say, Spell Queller. Come on, 2-mana Lord, so they can Spell Queller, then I can Dismember it and kill Teferi. That's not what I was looking for. Because I can't attack Teferi. If I attack Teferi and they play Spell Queller, then this thing just dies. Honestly, it's a really bad spot. Oh, that resolved, so that's some good news. This is Ice Fang Quaddle. It will draw a card, but it won't do anything outside of that. Ah, crap, and I don't have Island Walk. Just three mana block this thing. Sure.
At least you got rid of them all.
Yeah, but I still have to deal with the Teferi on the battlefield. Glasspool Mimic is a really high risk card sometimes in these situations. Like if I cast Glasspool Mimic and they path Breacher, then I'm just dead. Okay, this is interesting because I can at least tap down something. It's still not good though. I can't play at instant speed. If I can't play at instant speed, I'm losing. I don't know what to do. I'm thinking maybe Harbinger, untap a land, play Relic, and then start cracking them to draw cards. I could crack a Relic right now. Maybe that will do something. Like if I crack a Relic and get an Island Walk Lord, that might be worthwhile. But leaving Teferi on the battlefield over and over again seems very poor. Shit this Teferi. I had the option also not to play Relic turn 1 and then dismember their first mana dork, and that would set them back a lot. But if they don't have a mana dork, then it would be a really terrible play. They could have had Dispute and just countered the very first thing that I played. I don't have, like, even if I play Harbinger, I don't have any good attacks, so. Okay, let's crack a Relic. Because I have an extra one in my hand. That's actually okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to untap a land. Worst case scenario, I can cast my Relic. Okay, they don't have a counter spell. They could still have, well, I don't think they have Spell Queller. But they have to have something. Okay, they don't have Path to Exile. They would have Path my Reejerey by now. They don't have Spell Queller, or they could still, I guess, have Spell Queller. Oh, they have Ice Fang Quaddle now. I think I get it. Okay, in that case, I play Relic and pass. Do they usually play Verdict? I don't really remember. I've actually very rarely played against this deck. Very rarely. Or if I had played against it, I steamrolled it with like Simic. Very rarely have I played against this deck. Yeah, I think they have Ice Fang Quaddles for days. Alright, well, I guess I can dismember those. I can't dismember too many of them. It's really disturbing that they keep making their land drops and they're not really playing anything. They tap out to play Batterskull. That's acceptable to me. That is not acceptable to me. So they can still play another Ice Fang Quaddle. And that Teferi Hero of Dominaria has to die. Let me guess. A green and a blue. That's my wild prediction here. Of course. Okay, Island Walk Lord. Give me an Island Walk Lord. This is not an Island Walk Lord. Well, I can crack to see if I can find an Island Walk Lord. Like, why not? Why not? I didn't find it. I found a Castle Vantress, though. This will copy Reejerey, and then everything is going to go after Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Hero of Dominaria. And then you can block this, and it still dies. Good. Okay, so maybe they're flooding out.
Oh my god.
I know. I knew they had it. There's just nothing I can do about it. Yeah, bite me, Teferi. Got one of you down. Maybe Castle Vantress will help in the following turns, but still, they're only... Castle Vantress is better when you have an Ether Vial out, because then you can scry into the stuff that you want. Oh, you know what? I never considered that line. Doesn't really change how I played it, though. Or I guess I could have. I could have copied Silvergill Adept, and the same... I still was attacking for 5. Maybe that was better. Where were you like a million years ago? Okay, so that makes things very easy if this resolves. If this resolves. It does not resolve. And I've just burned up all my my dismembers. Whoops. This is not what I want to do. Cast. Can you say I ain't ever seen two pretty best friends? What? I ain't ever seen two pretty best friends. Do you know this reference?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I called you Nikki.
Whatever.
Wait, maybe that's
This Teferi's making things so difficult.
oh jeez.
And I sided out the... Did I not side out the Force Negations for these relics? And they didn't even do anything. This was the game I really needed it. I think they only have 2 Teferis, but still. Aha. You know what? Maybe they're completely flooded out on Teferi Time Raveler. Hence why their hand seems to be pretty awkward. I don't get it back. Gotcha. No. Cannot be played at instant speed. So what, like I guess, okay, so next turn I just have to attack all out into Teferi. I'm gonna lose 1 creature to the Spell Queller, but whatever. Sending it all in. I'm sending them all in. Sending the army to send a message. It's actually pretty close. I can't cast Aether Vial and Castle Vantress at the same time. I could also just attack my opponent for a lot. Because for all I know, my opponent still has, like, multiple Teferis in hand. Whatever. I can't deal with the Spell Queller combo, so... Is the clock... I have plenty of time. So I guess I lose to Spell Queller, block, path on something. Okay, they were fine saying goodbye to all that stuff. I'm gonna get the Scrya action on. Okay, is there Collected Company in this deck? I've been sort of flooding out. I guess we can get them. I guess we can force them to use their Spell Queller on this Aether Vial. Uh-oh, that is not good. Well, okay, we're dead. Well, okay, they have Spell Queller. I just don't have anything in my hand. I don't get it. Did you just top deck this? My opponent's playing very peculiarly, in my opinion. So that's Spell Queller. Okay, we'll put you on top. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna put you on top. I can only draw 1 a turn, right? Okay, we'll put you on top. Okay. What do you want to do at my draw step? You want to do something? But he can't do anything. And then if well, I mean, this germ can go on to the Birds of Paradise, so I might as well play this, but I'm basically losing. My opponent's drew... The Teferi stayed on the battlefield way too long. Like, way too long. Way too long. And I had a good hand against Uro, but I had a very bad hand against Teferi Time Raveler. So my sideboarding... I don't know, maybe my sideboarding could have been a lot better. On the play... It's just awkward. I lost to Uro very badly in game 2, and then in game 3, I have the answer to Uro, but I have no answer to Teferi Time Raveler. At least there's mana to scry and is there mana to scry and cast something? Oh, great. Okay, that's fine. Ugh, can I possibly win this? Okay, they give pro... They gain 6, go to 16. I can do 15 damage if I top deck an Island Walk Lord. Oh, it's so close. If you draw a Lord and they have nothing, you're still in. Not really. This is a very quick clock. They can equip both the bird and... They can equip the bird... They can equip Spell Queller with the germ. Or, like, with the Batter Skull, I mean. I can't really block this germ anyway. I wasn't sure if we could beat that. Well, I mean, I guess if we draw an Island Walker and they didn't have sword, it would have been okay. Okay, what can I draw here? Not that. Okay, we'll just concede. Oh well. It was awkward. It was a game of Magic. I think this is a game that we should be outrageously heavily favored. But we could not. They got a turn 2 to Fairy Time Raveler, and I just couldn't deal with it. I'm thinking back now. I don't think it's worth trying to defend though. Like maybe the best thing I could have was Force and Negation still post board instead of Relics, and maybe I could still have Relic. I just don't know what else to have. Maybe I take out Harbinger of the Tides for some Relics because Harbinger is really not that good. At least I don't think so. No, it's good. You can like trigger, tap, germ, bounce it. I'm not too sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is, but I definitely needed some answer to Uro while still simultaneously having an answer to Teferi Time Raveler, because I know this is still, and Teferi Hero of Dominaria is still worth countering. We're not going to beat those cards if they sit on the battlefield for too long. And it was close. Like they're at 14. If we have one Island Walker, maybe it can win. But the fact that our opponent interacted at instant speed and I could not was a big difference. I would attack those Planeswalkers at will with Dismember, because when they tap out to play a creature, all right, I just Dismember it, no big deal, and then the Planeswalker dies. But if I go to combat and I try to go for an attack and they play, even if they just cast Spell Queller to block, I couldn't do anything about it. And let them just play Uro without escaping it. I was thinking Orb was something to consider. Sorry to repeat myself. But for what? How, like, I don't... This question... Oh, Torpor Orb? Oh, this doesn't work at all. Because what they do is, turn 3, they play Uro, and they don't get to draw or gain life, but then the trigger that forces it into the graveyard doesn't happen either. So you get a turn 3 Uro without having to escape it. That's the problem with Torpor Orb. Every single time I'm like, Torpor Orb would be great in this format. Then I'm like, oh, Torpor Orb sucks because Uro doesn't have to go to the graveyard anymore. Yeah, it doesn't. It does, because it has that trigger. If it was not escaped, sacrifice it. That trigger doesn't happen anymore when you have Torpor Orb. Whatever. We had a game. So, didn't really see much out of Cryptic Command, though. Maybe not the matchup for it. Most definitely not the matchup for it. But so we're gonna keep streaming for the last game of the day. But for everyone on YouTube, that's gonna be our game for today. We're gonna thank all my patrons and Twitch subscribers for supporting the channel. We're also gonna thank our sponsors, themanabase.com and Mana Traders. This has been Nikachu with his brother playing Mono Blue Merfolk with Cryptic Command in Modern.